Have you ever wished you could stay calm no matter what happens around you? What if criticism, chaos, or conflict no longer had the power to shake your peace? And what if ancient wisdom could teach you how to build that kind of inner strength, starting today? Let's imagine this together. A life where no matter what people say, no matter how messy things get, no matter how loud the world becomes, your inner world stays quiet, steady, and strong. A life where criticism rolls off you like water, stress can't reach your core, and challenges only reveal how grounded you've become. Today, we'll explore 10 powerful Buddhist teachings that aren't just ancient ideas. They're practical steps you can take right now to build a deep, unshakable sense of peace within yourself. These are teachings that will help you face stress, negativity, or uncertainty with calm confidence. As the Buddha wisely said, peace comes from within. Do not seek it without. 1. Firm purposes. The root of resilience. Resilience, your ability to stay strong when life gets tough, doesn't appear by magic. It starts with something simple but powerful: firm purposes. Knowing clearly what you want in life, what you stand for, and what truly matters to you gives your mind something solid to hold on to. When your goals and values are crystal clear, they become like a bright star in the night sky, always guiding you, even when the path ahead is dark and uncertain. Picture yourself on a long, winding journey. The road may twist, storms may come, and distractions may appear. But your strong sense of purpose is your map. It reminds you where you're headed, and more importantly, why you're heading there. The Buddha once said, "Your work is to discover your work, and then, with all your heart, to give yourself to it." This timeless wisdom reminds us that each of us has a unique mission in life. When we discover that purpose and give ourselves to it wholeheartedly, we begin to build an inner fortress of strength and direction. Start each morning with a quiet moment. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What am I working toward today? These daily reflections plant the seeds of focus and commitment in your mind. They create an internal compass that helps you stay grounded even when the outside world spins wildly. By keeping your purposes close to your heart and returning to them often, you'll begin to notice a transformation. Life's ups and downs won't knock you off course as easily. Like a sturdy ship cutting through stormy seas, your firm purposes will steer you forward, steady and strong. So as you begin each new day, let your deepest goals and values be your anchor. They are your guide, your motivation, and your wellspring of courage. With this foundation, you'll be better equipped to face anything that comes your way. No storm will shake your core. After grounding yourself with firm purposes, the next step is learning how to guard your peace, no matter what others say or do. 2. Become untouchable. One of the most empowering ideas in Buddhism is this: no one can hurt you without your permission. Yes, the world may throw challenges your way. People might be rude, unfair, or even cruel. But you always have a choice in how you respond. You can't control their actions, but you can control your reaction, and that changes everything. Take a moment and really think about it. When someone says something harsh or tries to get under your skin, you stand at a crossroads. Will you let their words penetrate and shake your peace? Or will you decide, right then and there, not to take it personally? By choosing not to let their negativity in, you become untouchable. This doesn't mean bad things won't happen. They will. People may still say unkind things, but those things will lose their power over you. They won't disturb the quiet center inside you. That still, peaceful place remains untouched. The Buddha once said, "You will not be punished for your anger. You will be punished by your anger." This is a deep truth. It's not the rude words or the situation that really hurts you, it's your own reaction. When we let anger take over, we often say or do things we regret, and that creates even more suffering. But what if you didn't let yourself get angry in the first place? The next time someone tries to provoke you, just pause. Breathe in slowly. Remind yourself, I am in charge of how I feel. Their words don't have to define your experience. Let them pass like a cloud in the sky. It's like putting up a shield around your mind, a gentle but powerful protection. This shield doesn't make you numb or disconnected. Instead, it keeps your inner peace safe from harm. And here's the best part. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Over time, fewer things will bother you. You'll find that you don't react as easily. You become stronger, more centered. The storms outside no longer shake the calm within. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is fine. It simply means handling things with a steady mind, responding wisely instead of reacting emotionally. That's how you make better decisions and stay true to who you are. Becoming untouchable isn't about becoming cold or distant. It's about choosing peace, protecting your energy, and honoring your own well-being. So the next time the world tries to rattle you, remember, your peace is precious, and you do have the power to protect it. Now that we've built this emotional shield, let's move deeper into the heart of this wisdom, into what happens when others insult or offend us, and how to transform those moments into strength. Even when we become untouchable, insults and negativity still find their way to us. But here's where the real strength lies, in how we respond from within. 3. Insult and defense. When someone insults you, you always have a choice. You don't have to let their words define your mood, your self-worth, or your peace of mind. You can choose to remain still, unshaken. The Buddha once taught, hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love. This is the eternal rule. It's a teaching both simple and profound. Meeting hate with more hate only adds fuel to the fire. But when you respond with calmness, compassion, and understanding, you break the cycle. You bring light into darkness. Imagine this. Someone throws hurtful words at you like stones. You could pick them up and throw them back, or you could simply let them fall to the ground, untouched, unmoved. That's the power of love and patience. The next time someone tries to insult you, pause. Take a deep breath. Ask yourself, do I really want to give away my peace in exchange for their negativity? Instead of reacting with anger or taking offense, remind yourself that you are the one in control. Their words only have power if you hand it to them. Responding without anger is not weakness, it's wisdom in action. It's a quiet strength that says, my peace is more important than your provocation. This doesn't mean ignoring all bad behavior or pretending it doesn't exist. Instead, it means choosing a response that protects your mental clarity. You can address issues firmly and truthfully, but without letting chaos enter your heart. And here's what happens over time. The more you practice this kind of control, the easier it gets. Offenses start to lose their grip on you. You begin to rise above, not because you're better than anyone else, but because your peace matters more. Choosing not to take offense is a powerful form of self-respect. It says, I honor my well-being. I choose calm over chaos, and in doing so, you grow stronger, wiser, and more at ease, regardless of what others say or do. 4. When someone speaks ill of you. It's natural to feel hurt when someone talks badly about you. Our first reaction might be to defend ourselves or to feel angry. But Buddhist wisdom invites us to take a different approach, one rooted in calm observation and kindness. When someone speaks ill of you, it's often a reflection of something they're struggling with, not a statement of your worth. Their words are shaped by their own fears, pain, or jealousy, not by the truth of who you are. Try to look deeper. Ask yourself, what might this person be going through? Maybe they feel insecure or envious. Maybe they're dealing with sadness or anger they haven't expressed in a healthy way. And so, they project it outward, onto you. When you realize this, you no longer need to carry the weight of their negativity. Their words lose their sting because you no longer see them as a reflection of you. The Buddha offered this insight. Speak or act with an impure mind, and trouble will follow you. Those who act from anger or envy often create suffering not only for others, but for themselves. Their negativity is a burden they carry, not one you need to pick up. So when someone speaks badly of you, let their words pass like wind. You don't have to absorb them. Stay anchored in your truth, your values, and the way you live your life. Your peace is too valuable to trade for the noise of someone else's pain. Even when others speak poorly of you, your actions, values, and how you choose to respond will always speak louder than their words. 4. Let your actions speak for you. Your character, shaped by your daily choices, your values, and your kindness, is far more powerful than any insult someone may throw your way. No matter what others say, the people who truly know you will see the truth. They'll recognize your honesty, your integrity, and the way you treat others. Over time, these consistent actions become your shield. But here's something even more powerful: compassion. When someone speaks ill of you, try looking at them not with anger, but with understanding. What if they're acting out of pain? What if their words come from a place of sadness, jealousy, or fear? Responding with compassion doesn't mean you agree with what they said. It means you choose not to let their negativity take root in your heart. Compassion allows you to hold your ground without losing your peace. You acknowledge the hurt, but you don't let it define you. You don't mirror their negativity, you rise above it. So the next time you hear someone talking behind your back or criticizing you unfairly, pause. Take a deep breath. Instead of reacting emotionally, let your actions continue to reflect your true self. Keep being kind. Keep showing up with honesty. Stay focused on what matters to you, your purpose, your values, and your growth. Remember, other people's opinions do not define who you are. Your response does. When you consistently live by your values, you send a clear message, not with words, but with your presence. A message that says, I know who I am, and I choose peace over drama. With time, you'll notice something beautiful. The more you practice this way of living, the less you're affected by what others say. Their words no longer stick. Your inner calm grows stronger, and your life speaks for itself. So, in moments of negativity, let your light speak louder than their shadows. Let your calmness, clarity, and quiet strength shine through. As we learned before, guarding your mind is like tending a sacred garden. Now, let's go deeper into how to keep that garden free from harmful weeds and full of growth. 5. Guarding your mind. Throughout your day, you may notice moments when negative thoughts begin to creep in, like shadows slowly stretching across your mind. Maybe it's self-doubt, whispering you're not enough, or worry wrapping around your heart. But here's the truth. You have the power to choose what thoughts you water and which ones you let fade. When a negative thought arises, pause. Gently acknowledge it without judgment. Then, shift your attention towards something positive, empowering, or useful. This act of redirection isn't about pretending problems don't exist. It's about choosing what to feed your mind with. Just like turning your gaze from a stormy sky to a sunlit field, it can change your entire emotional atmosphere. Over time, this simple practice will help you cultivate a mental space filled with thoughts that support your well-being, clarity, and happiness. You'll begin to notice that the weeds, fear, doubt, anger, don't grow as easily. Instead, there's more room for calm, confidence, and peace to flourish. In essence, guarding your mind means being careful about what you allow to take root inside. Each thought is a seed. Some can nourish you, others can slowly drain your joy. The more you choose to nurture positive, hopeful, and empowering thoughts, the stronger and more peaceful your inner world becomes. One of the most powerful tools for this is mindfulness meditation. When you practice mindfulness, you learn to watch your thoughts as they come and go, without clinging to them or pushing them away. You become a gentle observer, not a prisoner of your own mind. Through regular practice, you gain the ability to recognize when negativity shows up and then lovingly guide your mind back to a more balanced state. It's like being a lighthouse keeper. You notice the storms, but your light stays steady. The Buddha once said, "The mind is everything. What you think, you become." This powerful teaching reminds us that if we want to build a strong and joyful life, we must start by caring for the mind. Thoughts shape our experiences. They influence our emotions, our actions, and how we meet life's challenges. By guarding your mind against negativity and filling it with clarity, compassion, and courage, you create a peaceful inner refuge, a place that gives you the strength to face whatever life brings, not with fear, but with grace and confidence. In the previous teaching, we learned how to guard our minds by carefully choosing the thoughts we allow to grow. Now we turn inward again to face two emotions that often sneak into our minds and silently hold us back: fear and shame. 6. Overcoming fear and shame. Fear and shame can be paralyzing. They whisper that we're not enough, that we'll fail, that we'll be judged. They build invisible walls around our dreams, our relationships, and even our sense of self. But Buddhism teaches that the way to dissolve their power is not to run away, but to turn toward them with courage and honesty. To overcome fear and shame, we must first confront them directly. This doesn't mean fighting or suppressing them. It means sitting with them, observing them, asking, "Where did you come from?" When we do this with patience and honesty, we often find that these emotions are built on old stories, outdated beliefs, or painful past experiences that no longer reflect who we are today. Acknowledging fear and shame is the first step to weakening their grip. Once we see them clearly, we can begin to replace them, not with false confidence, but with real strength, the kind that grows from self-acceptance, understanding, and courage. It's important to know this isn't a one-time fix. It's a gentle, ongoing practice. But over time, the more we face these feelings, the less control they have over us. We begin to live more openly, more truthfully, and little by little, we step into our full selves. At the heart of this transformation is the realization that fear and shame are often built on mental stories. They aren't fixed truths. They're assumptions we've accepted without questioning. But those stories can be challenged. They can be rewritten. Mindfulness is one of the most powerful tools in this process. When you practice mindfulness, you gain the ability to watch fear and shame rise up without being swept away by them. You can sit quietly and say, "Ah, there's that old fear again," and simply let it pass like a cloud in the sky. When you stop believing that fear and shame define you, they begin to lose their power. You begin to realize, these are just emotions, not who I am. Another vital step in this journey is self-compassion. When you feel fear or shame, don't attack yourself. Don't say, "I shouldn't feel this." Instead, respond as you would to a dear friend, with kindness, patience, and understanding. The Buddha said, "Even death is not to be feared by one who has lived wisely." This reminds us that when we live in harmony with our values, with clarity and love in our hearts, fear has nothing left to control, and shame has no place to hide. To overcome fear and shame is not to become emotionless. It's to become wise. It's to recognize the stories for what they are, and to gently reclaim the power you once gave away. You are not your fear. You are not your shame. When you live from this place of inner truth, you meet life's challenges with an open, courageous heart. You act not from fear, but from freedom. And now we turn to one of the most transformative insights in Buddhist practice: how to view every single person you meet, not just the kind ones, as a teacher on your path. After learning to rise above fear and shame, we now step into a profound mindset shift, one that transforms how we see every person we meet along the journey of life. 7. Transform everyone into a relentless teacher. Buddhism offers a powerful and transformative perspective. Every person you encounter is a teacher. Yes, even the ones who challenge you, frustrate you, or make you uncomfortable. At first, this might sound strange. How could someone who criticizes you, tests your patience, or triggers your insecurities possibly be teaching you anything useful? But when you shift your perspective, the answer becomes clear. Every interaction, especially the difficult ones, holds a hidden lesson. Whether it's a colleague who constantly interrupts you, a friend who lets you down, or a stranger who's rude, each moment offers a mirror. And in that mirror, you can see something within yourself that's ready to grow. Instead of reacting with anger or hurt, try asking, "What is this person here to teach me? How can this moment help me become more patient, more aware, or more compassionate?" This mindset doesn't make the pain go away, but it transforms it into a tool for self-discovery. Suddenly, even the hard moments serve a greater purpose. One of the most valuable lessons difficult people can teach us is patience. In Buddhism, patience is not passive. It's a form of strength. It's the ability to stay calm, to hold space, and to respond with wisdom rather than impulse. When someone irritates you, your instinct might be to react sharply. But if you pause and choose patience instead, you shift from being reactive to being intentional. The more you do this, the more patience becomes your natural response. What once triggered you no longer holds the same power. Over time, patience becomes like armor. It doesn't make you cold or distant, it makes you resilient. It helps you remain steady in the face of chaos. It allows your inner peace to stay intact even when the world around you is turbulent. And there's another gift this perspective brings: self-awareness. When someone stirs up a strong emotion in you, it's easy to point the finger outward. But instead, try looking inward. Ask yourself, why did this upset me? What belief or insecurity is being touched here? In that moment, you're not just managing a situation, you're discovering something deeper about yourself. And that's where real transformation begins. So, whether someone lifts you up or pushes your buttons, treat the experience as a lesson. By seeing everyone as a teacher, you open yourself to continuous growth. Every conversation becomes a classroom. Every frustration becomes a doorway to wisdom. The more you practice this perspective, the more composed, grounded, and self-aware you become. Life begins to feel less like a struggle and more like a journey of learning. Previously, we explored the powerful idea that every person we meet, even those who challenge us, can be seen as a teacher. Now, we go one step deeper, learning to respond with compassion even when we've been hurt. 8. Embrace compassion. Through every encounter, when someone behaves in a way that hurts, offends, or disappoints you, it's easy to take it personally. But Buddhism invites us to pause, to look beyond the surface, and consider a deeper truth. Their behavior is often a reflection of their own suffering. People lash out not because they are evil, but because they're in pain. They may be acting from fear, insecurity, or unresolved trauma. When you start seeing others through this lens, your heart naturally softens. Instead of reacting with anger or defensiveness, you begin to respond with empathy. This shift doesn't excuse harmful actions, but it helps you stay free from bitterness. It expands your compassion not only for others, but for yourself. After all, haven't we all said or done things we regret, driven by our own pain? Viewing others as teachers also encourages a deep humility. It reminds you that no matter how wise, experienced, or mindful you think you are, there's always something more to learn. Sometimes the lesson comes from a respected mentor. Sometimes it comes from someone you least expect. This mindset keeps your ego in check. It opens your heart, and it makes growth a lifelong journey instead of a destination. Every person you meet, regardless of their background, attitude, or actions, carries something valuable to teach. Whether it's patience, forgiveness, resilience, or deeper self-awareness, the lesson is there if you're willing to see it. The next time someone triggers discomfort within you, observe it closely. What emotions arise? What thoughts rush in? Instead of blaming the other person, turn inward and ask, what is this teaching me about myself? That kind of introspection is powerful. It reveals patterns, it exposes blind spots, and it helps you evolve into a more conscious, compassionate version of yourself. The Buddha often emphasized the interconnectedness of all beings. When you choose to see every interaction as part of this grand web of life, even the painful moments take on meaning. You realize these encounters aren't random. They're part of your path, a path gently leading you toward greater wisdom and freedom. The Buddha once said, "In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go?" And when you view others as relentless teachers, you engage with these questions deeply. You love more fully because compassion replaces judgment. You live more fully because each experience becomes a chance to grow. You let go more deeply because you stop trying to control others and start focusing on your own responses. Now, this doesn't mean you should accept harmful behavior or remain in toxic situations. Compassion is not the same as self-sacrifice. Wisdom lies in learning the lesson and then choosing a response that honors your well-being. Sometimes, the lesson may be to set firm boundaries or to walk away entirely. By adopting this mindset, you empower yourself to find meaning in every experience, especially the hard ones. You build emotional resilience. You deepen your understanding of yourself and others, and you turn even life's messiest moments into stepping stones toward greater peace. This way of living doesn't just transform your personal journey, it also brings you closer to others. You begin to appreciate the role they play in your growth, and in doing so, you form deeper, more meaningful connections. In the last teaching, we explored how every encounter, pleasant or painful, can help us grow in compassion and wisdom. This mindset opens your heart to life itself, making every moment a chance to learn. Now, let's turn inward again, to the foundation that keeps your heart steady and your choices clear, your ethical code. 9. Forge an unshakable ethical code. In Buddhism, one of the most vital teachings is the cultivation of a strong ethical code, a clear set of moral principles that guide your thoughts, actions, and relationships. Think of it as a compass that helps you stay on course, especially when the world around you feels uncertain or chaotic. This ethical compass doesn't just tell you what's right or wrong in a rigid way. Instead, it connects deeply with your intention to live a kind, wise, and compassionate life. It gives you inner strength, the kind that doesn't waver even under pressure or temptation. In Buddhist tradition, this foundation is often expressed through the 5 precepts. These are not commandments, nor are they rules imposed from outside. They are voluntary commitments, promises you make to yourself to live in harmony with others and with your own conscience. Let's look at these 5 precepts more closely. The first precept is to avoid harming any living being. This isn't just about physical harm, it's about cultivating a mindset of compassion. Whether it's a person, an animal, or the planet itself, this precept urges us to think before we act. Will this cause harm? Will this bring peace? The second precept is to not take what is not given. At its heart, this is about honesty, fairness, and respect for the rights of others. It reminds us to honor boundaries, material, emotional, and spiritual, and to live with integrity in all our dealings. The third precept is to refrain from sexual misconduct. This principle is rooted in respect for your partner, for others, and for yourself. It encourages us to build relationships based on trust, kindness, and responsibility, not desire or power. The fourth precept is to speak truthfully. Words are powerful. They can heal or they can wound. This precept teaches us to use our voice with care, choosing honesty and kindness over deceit or cruelty. It's about building trust and being someone others can rely on. The fifth precept is to avoid intoxicants that cloud the mind. This isn't just about alcohol or drugs, it's about keeping your awareness clear, your thinking sharp, and your decisions aligned with your values. When your mind is foggy, your choices may stray from the path of compassion and wisdom. Together, these 5 precepts create a moral foundation, a structure that supports a life of integrity. They're not meant to restrict your freedom, but to enhance it, by freeing you from regret, confusion, and harm. When you live by your ethical code, you move through life with more confidence. You know who you are. You know what matters to you, and you gain a quiet strength that carries you through even the toughest challenges. This way of living doesn't just benefit you. It benefits everyone you interact with. It fosters trust, builds harmony, and contributes to a more compassionate world. In essence, your ethical code becomes your anchor. It grounds you in what is good, just, and kind. And when the storms of life come, and they always do, you won't drift. You'll stand firm with clarity and purpose in your heart. In the previous teaching, we explored the 5 precepts of Buddhism, guiding principles that serve as a moral compass. When you commit to an unshakable ethical code, you don't just follow rules. You root your entire life in purpose, integrity, and inner peace. Living by your code, the power of ethical grounding. When you forge an ethical code that aligns with your deepest values, you create a solid foundation for your life, one that stands strong no matter what challenges arise. This foundation becomes your inner anchor, giving you clarity, confidence, and direction even when the world around you feels uncertain or chaotic. Think of it like this. Your ethical code is the root system of a great tree. The deeper those roots go, the stronger the tree becomes. When storms come, and they always do, a tree with deep roots sways but doesn't fall. In the same way, when your principles are firmly planted, you can navigate life's difficulties without losing your balance or compromising your integrity. And this strength radiates outward. When others see that you consistently live by your values, that you choose honesty over shortcuts, kindness over cruelty, and truth over convenience, they begin to trust you. This trust becomes the foundation of healthy, meaningful relationships, both personally and professionally. In workplaces, friendships, and families, people gravitate toward those who embody reliability and sincerity. Ethical living doesn't just elevate your inner life. It elevates the way others see and respond to you. It becomes a quiet force that strengthens every part of your world. Your ethical code also becomes your compass when you face moral dilemmas. In moments of uncertainty, when the right path is unclear, or when personal gain tempts you to cut corners, it's your values that guide you back. They help you choose the path that honors both yourself and others, even when it's the harder path. For example, you may face a decision that could benefit you, but at the cost of someone else's well-being. In that moment, your code acts like a steady hand on your shoulder, reminding you of what truly matters. It helps you choose compassion over convenience, principle over profit. Buddhism teaches that true happiness and lasting peace come not from chasing pleasure or avoiding discomfort, but from living in harmony with your ethical values. When your actions align with your beliefs, something inside you settles. You feel whole, content, and clear. This sense of authenticity creates an inner peace that isn't easily disturbed, because it's built on something solid, something real. But maintaining this alignment takes effort. A key part of forging an unshakable ethical code is the regular practice of self-reflection. Taking time to quietly review your actions, your intentions, and even your mistakes helps you stay on track. It allows you to notice where you may have drifted from your values and gently correct your course. This honest reflection isn't about judgment or shame. It's about growth. It's about becoming more aware of how your thoughts influence your actions and making adjustments to stay aligned with what you know to be true. Over time, this process strengthens your ethical foundation. Each reflection makes it sturdier. Each decision made in alignment with your values deepens your roots. And just as important is seeking wisdom and support from others who share your path. Whether it's through spiritual teachings, a mentor, or a mindful community, surrounding yourself with people who value integrity helps keep you grounded. Their presence becomes a mirror, reminding you of your own commitments, especially when life tests your resolve. The Buddha once said, "The virtuous man delights in this world, and he delights in the next." This simple yet powerful statement reminds us that ethical living is not a burden, it's a source of joy. It brings peace not just in the present moment, but in every step forward. In the previous teaching, we saw how living by an ethical code brings both immediate peace and lasting fulfillment. It grounds your life in integrity, and when rooted deeply, it empowers you to stand strong even in difficult times. The real strength behind ethical living. The quote we ended with, "The virtuous man delights in this world, and he delights in the next," reminds us that ethical living isn't just about following rules. It's about creating a life that feels peaceful in the present and meaningful for the long term. But here's something important to remember. Ethical living isn't about being perfect. It's about striving to make conscious, kind, and honest choices, even when it's hard. There will be moments when you fall short. You might make mistakes, act out of impulse, or realize later that you could have chosen differently. That's part of the human experience. What matters most is your willingness to learn, to reflect, to ask, "How can I grow from this?" This ongoing effort, the sincere desire to align your actions with your values again and again, is what makes your ethical code unshakable. It's not rigid, it's resilient. In the face of outside pressure, social expectations, peer influence, or material temptation, this inner foundation becomes your anchor. In a world where shortcuts are tempting and values can feel negotiable, your commitment to doing what's right becomes your quiet strength. And this strength doesn't just protect your peace, it radiates outward. When people see you choosing integrity over convenience, sincerity over status, and compassion over competition, they're inspired. Your example becomes a light for others. You show them that it is possible to live with purpose. You remind them that living in alignment is more rewarding than chasing approval. Now, as we move forward, we turn to another deeply rooted teaching in Buddhism, one that teaches us how to live with even greater balance and serenity. Living according to nature. 10. Living according to nature. In Buddhist philosophy, to live according to nature is to live in harmony. Harmony with yourself, harmony with others, and harmony with the rhythms of the world around you. This principle isn't just about spending more time outdoors or living simply. It's about understanding the natural flow of life and learning to move with it rather than against it. There is a rhythm to existence, a wisdom in how the universe operates. When we try to control everything, resist what is, or demand that life follow our expectations, we create suffering. But when we begin to accept that there is a greater flow and that everything has its time, we find peace. At its essence, living according to nature means recognizing the deep interconnectedness of all life. Nothing stands alone. Every tree, river, mountain, animal, and human, is part of one vast, living web. When one part is disturbed, the whole is affected. By aligning your life with this understanding, you begin to live with more awareness and respect, not only for others, but for the world you're part of. This doesn't mean we should be passive or indifferent. It doesn't mean giving up or letting things happen without care. Instead, it means responding to life with wisdom, flowing with change rather than fighting it. Nature is our greatest teacher. It reminds us that everything is impermanent. Seasons change, flowers bloom and fade, tides rise and fall, day becomes night. And so it is with us. We grow, we fall, we rise again. When you accept this truth deeply, you begin to loosen your grip. You stop clinging to what must pass. You open yourself to change, not as a threat, but as part of life's natural dance. Acceptance brings freedom. When you stop fighting what is, your stress eases, your anxiety fades, and a quiet strength emerges, the ability to bend without breaking. Think of a tree in the wind. It doesn't resist. It sways, it adapts, and because of that, it survives the storm. In the same way, living according to nature means becoming adaptable, flexible, and resilient. It means finding ways to grow through life's changes rather than being crushed by them. And as we continue this journey, we'll now explore how embracing the natural flow of life leads to one of the most important inner qualities: balance. In the previous teaching, we explored how living according to nature means embracing impermanence, flexibility, and inner harmony. Now we go further into how this way of living brings resilience, peace, and a deeper respect for life's natural boundaries. Flowing with nature, respecting your rhythm. When you draw strength from nature, you gain a kind of quiet resilience, like a tree that bends with the wind yet never breaks. You learn to face life's storms without losing your center. But living according to nature also means something more, honoring the natural limits of your body, your mind, and your environment. In today's fast-paced world, there's constant pressure to do more, be more, and chase success at any cost. Work longer, sleep less, achieve endlessly. But this pursuit, when disconnected from balance, can leave us depleted, physically, mentally, and spiritually. Buddhism offers a different path, one that values rest, reflection, and moderation as essential to well-being. Instead of pushing past your limits, you are encouraged to listen to your body's wisdom, to notice when it needs stillness, when it needs nourishment, and when it needs space to simply be. This mindful pace helps you realign with life's natural flow, and with it comes clarity, peace, and a return to what truly matters. One of the central teachings of the Buddha is that true happiness doesn't come from achievements or possessions, but from contentment. By living simply and letting go of the endless craving for more, you begin to find joy in the present moment, in the breeze through the trees, the quiet breath in your chest, or the soft light at the end of the day. Simplicity doesn't mean deprivation. It means enough. It reflects the natural world where everything exists in balance, just as much as needed, nothing more, nothing less. Another vital part of living according to nature is mindfulness. When you're present, fully engaged with the here and now, you begin to notice the gentle rhythms around you, the shifting seasons, the quiet phases of the moon, the rise and fall of your breath. This awareness deepens your connection to the world and creates a grounded sense of belonging. Living in harmony with nature also means extending your compassion to all living beings. When you recognize that everything is interconnected, your actions naturally become more gentle, respectful, and protective. This might lead you to reduce waste, make sustainable choices, or support efforts to protect the environment. Each step, however small, becomes a way of giving back to the earth, to the animals, to future generations. The Buddha once said, "Just as a snake sheds its skin, we must shed our past over and over again." This profound truth mirrors the cycles of nature. Growth demands release. To evolve, we must continually let go of old stories, habits, attachments, and make space for new beginnings. Like a forest renewing after winter, or a river that keeps flowing forward, you too are called to shed what no longer serves. In doing so, you return to your essence and allow yourself to grow with authenticity and freedom. In practical terms, living according to nature might mean something as simple as walking barefoot on the earth, spending quiet time under the trees, or watching the sunrise without distraction. These moments reconnect you with what is real, what is timeless, and now, having rooted yourself in simplicity, balance, and the wisdom of nature, let's turn to one of the most powerful inner tools of all, the practice of gratitude, and how it can transform your entire experience of life. In the previous teaching, we explored how living according to nature brings balance, resilience, and inner alignment. Now, let's turn to a practice that may seem simple, but has the power to transform even the hardest moments: the practice of gratitude. 10. Weaponize gratitude. Cultivate relentless positivity. At first, the phrase weaponize gratitude might sound a little unusual, but in the context of Buddhist wisdom, it makes perfect sense. It means using gratitude as a powerful inner tool, a kind of emotional armor to protect your peace, uplift your spirit, and shift your perspective, even in life's darkest hours. Gratitude is not just about saying thank you when things go well. It's about developing a deep and ongoing appreciation for the good in your life, no matter what challenges you're facing. At its core, gratitude shifts your focus. It takes your attention away from what's missing or what's wrong and gently brings it back to what is present, what is working, and what is beautiful. It creates a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity, reminding you that even in pain, there is still something to be thankful for. This simple shift in perception is incredibly powerful. When you focus on the good, your brain begins to rewire itself. Instead of reacting to every problem with frustration or despair, you start to develop an inner strength that helps you move through life with more peace and clarity. In Buddhism, gratitude is not a luxury, it's a discipline. It's a daily practice of opening your heart to what is, not only when things are smooth, but especially when they're not. When life feels heavy, when emotions threaten to take over, gratitude becomes your shield. It doesn't deny the difficulties, but it prevents negativity from consuming you. It reminds you of your strength, your blessings, and the beauty that still exists, even in struggle. For instance, imagine you're experiencing a tough season at work. Maybe you're overwhelmed with deadlines, drained by office politics, or feeling unseen. It's easy for frustration to build, but instead of spiraling into resentment, you pause. You take a deep breath, and you ask, what can I still be grateful for here? Maybe it's the chance to grow your skills. Maybe it's a supportive coworker who always checks in. Maybe it's simply having a steady job when many others are struggling. That moment of gratitude changes everything. It doesn't erase the problem, but it transforms how you carry it. Gratitude doesn't mean pretending everything is perfect. It means recognizing that even in imperfection, there is still goodness. It allows you to hold both truth and hope in the same breath. This practice also has a ripple effect. When you regularly express appreciation to others, your family, your friends, your co-workers, you strengthen your relationships. You remind them that they matter, that they are seen, valued, and cherished. Over time, this consistent practice of gratitude creates a circle of kindness and trust around you. And in hard times, this supportive environment becomes a refuge, a place where you can be held, heard, and helped. By being grateful for the love, care, and friendship you receive, you deepen those bonds. You feed the goodness in your life and help it grow. In the last lesson, we discovered how gratitude can become a tool of inner strength, something that helps you stay grounded, hopeful, and open-hearted, even during life's most difficult moments. But the power of gratitude doesn't stop there. Its impact goes far beyond emotion. It touches every corner of your well-being. The lasting power of gratitude. Gratitude, when practiced regularly, becomes more than a feeling. It becomes a way of seeing the world. And this shift in perception has a profound effect on your overall health and happiness. Research and Buddhist teachings both point to the same truth. People who make gratitude a daily habit tend to feel happier, more peaceful, and more satisfied with their lives. Why? Because instead of constantly focusing on what's missing, they learn to truly appreciate what's already present. Each day, as you practice gratitude, you begin to notice more blessings, some big, some small. The cup of warm tea, a smile from a stranger, the softness of your bed at night. These once overlooked moments begin to shine with meaning, fueling a positive feedback loop that strengthens your emotional resilience. In Buddhism, this kind of gratitude is deeply intertwined with mindfulness, the practice of being fully present in the moment. When you are mindful, you slow down enough to actually see what's around you. The breeze through the trees, the laughter of a child, the kindness of a friend. Gratitude turns these ordinary moments into sacred ones. Together, mindfulness and gratitude form a powerful duo. Mindfulness brings you into the now. Gratitude shows you what's good about it. Even when life feels heavy, this practice can anchor you to a sense of peace that isn't shaken by circumstances. To put it simply, gratitude transforms how you relate to the world. It teaches you that joy isn't something you chase, it's something you notice. When you face hardship, gratitude becomes your guiding light. It won't magically erase your problems, but it will change how you experience them. You begin to see growth in the struggle, lessons in the loss, and strength in your own ability to keep going. Even in your most difficult moments, there is always something to be thankful for. The support of a loved one, the wisdom gained from pain, the breath that keeps you alive. Gratitude doesn't ask you to ignore what's hard. It simply asks you not to forget what's good. It also helps us come back to the present moment, where life actually happens. So often, we get stuck in the past, regretting what was, or anxious about what's to come. Gratitude brings us back here, to this breath, this step, this moment, and teaches us to appreciate it fully. Whether it's the feel of sunlight on your skin, the taste of a favorite dish, or the sound of someone you love laughing, gratitude allows you to savor the richness of life, not someday, but now. The Buddha once said, "Let us rise up and be thankful, for if we didn't learn a lot today, at least we learned a little." This quote captures the very heart of gratitude, that every day, no matter how difficult, has something to offer, something to teach, something to appreciate. And when you make it a habit to find that something, no matter how small, you start to create a life filled with meaning, resilience, and quiet joy. And perhaps most beautifully of all, gratitude enhances your relationships. But we'll dive into that and its power to strengthen human connection in the final part of our journey. In our previous reflection, we explored how gratitude roots us in the present moment, bringing peace, contentment, and resilience. But the ripple effect of gratitude doesn't stop there. It extends outward, strengthening your relationships and your entire outlook on life. Gratitude as a way of life. When you express genuine gratitude to the people around you, something beautiful happens. You strengthen emotional bonds, you create mutual respect, and you inspire kindness in return. This creates a powerful positive feedback loop where appreciation nurtures connection and connection deepens appreciation. Over time, these relationships become your safe harbor, a source of strength, comfort, and support that helps you weather life's inevitable storms with more ease. Gratitude also brings undeniable benefits to your mental and physical health. Countless scientific studies confirm that people who regularly practice gratitude experience lower stress, improved sleep, and higher overall well-being. Why? Because gratitude helps regulate emotions. It calms the nervous system, reduces reactivity, and makes space for joy to enter. When you focus on what you are thankful for rather than what's lacking, you create an internal environment that supports clarity, healing, and emotional resilience. To truly cultivate relentless positivity through gratitude, it's important to make it a consistent, conscious practice. One powerful method is to keep a gratitude journal. Simply jot down 3 things you're grateful for each day. This small habit can shift your entire mindset. Over time, your brain begins to scan the world for the good, even during difficult times. You can also practice gratitude aloud. Take a moment to thank your friend for their presence, your colleague for their effort, or a stranger for their kindness. These small, sincere acknowledgements deepen your awareness and strengthen your relationships. They turn ordinary moments into meaningful ones. And remember, weaponizing gratitude means applying it even when it's hardest to do. When you're facing stress, disappointment, or struggle, pause. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How might this help me grow? By doing so, you turn challenges into teachers and hardship into fuel for growth. Gratitude, then, becomes not just a feeling, but a form of courage. It empowers you to stay joyful and centered, even when the world feels heavy. It helps you see the light even in the shadows, and that light radiates not only within you, but outward to everyone around you. Gratitude transforms. It uplifts. It heals. By making gratitude a part of your everyday life, you create a foundation of joy and strength that can carry you through anything. You begin to live not from fear or lack, but from trust, abundance, and peace. And when you combine this practice with the 10 Buddhist principles we've explored, firm purpose, ethical living, mindfulness, non-attachment, compassion, and more, you create something truly powerful, a life of unshakable inner peace, a life where the ups and downs no longer control you, a life where you remain steady, grounded, and full of light. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. If you found this video meaningful, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing to Buddhism Seeds. Your support allows us to continue sharing timeless wisdom to help more people live with clarity, peace, and resilience. And if any of these teachings resonated with you, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, stay mindful, stay grounded, and stay strong.